Hey, what are you doing? I came out to check on you.
Huh?
What are you doing? Thought you were working.
I'm looking at this.
What is it?
It's wire. It's a spool of wire. And I'm almost out of it. Can you see the spool of wire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
And I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. I bought it like this it's on a piece of a long time ago, but it's like 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense? This is what's left. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry to hear that, and sad for you, but you're wearing your Jets hat, and I'm a little concerned right now that you're wearing your Jets hat. I thought that's why you were crying.
Okay, I'm done.
Honestly, I think people are getting a bit too sensitive these days. It's actually insane. Like this Wiregate thing is actually getting blown out proportion. Like the actual wife is getting like threats, and everyone's just like, oh, he should leave her. Okay, what he said would resonate with a lot of people. Like that's a strong metaphor of life. I don't think if she was actually taking the piss. I think. Because I don't know, people just overreact because people don't really understand their relationship dynamics or how they interact with each other or whatever. I mean, she also had a video of her explaining the situation.
Hey everyone, I'm here today to talk about Wiregate. I know that we've had a lot of comments about our video. It's been very interesting to say the least. None of which I took personally, but what Dan and I did see through all of the comments and all of the responses is that relationships struggle with transparent conversation. Relationships struggle with the honest responses. We have a very unique relationship and we play a lot. And just for the record, Dan is fine. And he's going to be home in just a minute. So I bought him an early Christmas gift, and I think you all will be very interested in what it is.
Again, I just think it's been blown out of proportion. People are just way too emotional. Like, people really don't mind their business. People are just there, like, putting themselves in that situation and be like, no, if that was my wife or my girlfriend said that, oh, it's gone. Like, the relationship is over. Like, how do you know the relationship dynamic from that video? Also, part of me just think it's a bit staged. Again, the metaphor, deep. That metaphor is deep. Like the wire and everything, and life, it's deep. That will resonate with a lot of people. But I think it's just a bit fakey, because they've been posting on TikTok for a while now. And you know what? That's what makes you go viral on TikTok, so yeah.
So I can't thank everybody enough for all the comments that you have sent to us about this video that we posted the other day. There were some people that said, some people that said it was a setup or planned. No, dude. I had this feeling about this as I was using this wire a couple weeks ago, and I kept thinking about it, and I decided to just put it on and talk about my life feels like it's dwindling. I blindsided my wife. I asked her to come out and film this because I had this feeling that I just wanted to put this on something, and I did. She had no idea, and she made a joke about my Jets hat, and many people took that as really poor taste. She's the most loving, amazing person I've ever had. Our communication is incredible. What we do have to talk about at the end of the day is men, women, everybody being listened to, because that struck a nerve in a lot of people.
I still don't even buy the sort of crying from Dan, but I know I might get some hate from this, but I don't know. I just don't buy it because they've written a book together, recently married, on TikTok, chronically posting. I don't know, guys. Like, I mean, they did leave try to explain the entire situation. The two of them sat down and I'm still not just buying it.
Hi, welcome. I'm Dan.
And I'm
this
Cindy.
is Cindy. Dan actually is known as the Wire Man, which is not bad, but very interesting. And we're going to have a conversation with you about our experience this week, about everything we went through. But first, we want to thank everyone, don't we?
Yes, it's been a wild ride, and we have been posting videos for well over a year and kind of tag teaming with the book that we wrote and some of the fun things that we do, and never in our wildest dreams did we think we'd get the response that we got from this video.
And for those of you that are following us and paying attention to some other stuff, we thank you because our job, our purpose is to help couples really stay communicated and stay in the present moment with their partner. And we'll talk about those of you that don't believe that, but first we're going to address the video. I had an idea for a couple weeks about doing this video because I had been working with some wire that I bought many, many years ago, and I remember how big it was, and I thought I will never go through this wire. And I just had a couple moments with it, and I asked Cindy, I said, come out and film this. There's something I want to do on this. And I had no idea where it was going to go or even if we'd post it. But
Neither did I.
And neither did you. And so she just came out to the front porch where I sat with this wire, and I kind of told this story that I was feeling in the last couple of weeks. And I might have explained that, and some of you might have heard that. And I just asked her to film. And then at the end, she made a comment about the Jets hat. So I want to look at this in two ways. The first way is... maybe you
Take a breath. Take a breath.
The first way is how much I appreciate the people, men and women, that resonated with what I was doing. I saw one comment was, "Oh, it's all staged," and then I saw another comment that's, "Oh yeah, check out .032 and tell me this would be the best actor in the world." Well, let me be clear: it was not staged. It was a true present moment feeling about this wire, and it was not planned. I just said, "Put this on film. I want to. I don't know. Maybe for my grandkids, whatever." Cindy came out and filmed.
But not to interrupt you, but we do that quite often. If we have a feeling, a thought, something we say to each other, we're like, grab the camera, this might end up being something good. We do that often. Right. So when you said grab the camera, I was like, I'm on it. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm on it.
We do. We never stage anything. We always catch each other in interesting moments and have authentic responses, because for us, being authentic is the only way to go. So anybody that thought it was staged, you're wrong. It wasn't. So anyway, as I said, I really appreciate everybody that resonated with that, because, oh my God, some of the comments and some of the things that people said about men that had stuff from their fathers that had been around a long time, and every time they go use the tackle box, they see the pliers.
Well,
who you
it's
are.
just like my coffee cup. My dad drank from a coffee cup on a Friday morning and died on Sunday, and I drink from that coffee mug. Thank you for making my coffee every Friday that coffee mug. And I think that there's, there are things that people hold on to. As the comment said, that, it just kind of brings the memory alive. And I think that's, your spool is just stirring a lot of good memories for you, especially with your brother.
You have to do that? So that's really amazing. Part of that, too, is that we saw numerous times was man's vulnerability. And I'm somewhat of a vulnerable person, but certainly when I feel something as deep as that, I'm extremely vulnerable. So I appreciate everybody out there recognizing that. I appreciate every person that saw my vulnerability, because I was totally connected to what I was doing. Now I want to talk about the second part. And the second part is Cindy's response to what I was telling her. We share everything. She knows everything about me. When she made that comment, she wasn't thinking about anyone else seeing it, and she wasn't even planning it. She was actually speechless, right?
I was listening to you talk, but so often we listen and we're thinking about what we're going to say to someone, and we're not really hearing them. And I had no idea what he was doing. Like, we've done a lot of things over, the last year or two, and I'm like, God, he's really good at this. And so I'm standing there thinking, is he acting, or is he, doing something? And so of course my mind was on, how do I respond? How do I pull him out of this? We had just had a conversation about how the Jets suck, and we're just huge fans. We travel to New York every year to see them. And we had this conversation, and we were so sad that they had such a bad year. And then I see him sitting there with that hat on, and I was like, you're wearing your Jets hat after we talked about them having such a bad year. So it was maybe a poor response on my part,
But I think if you understand who we are and how we talk to each other and, the interactions that we have, I mean, all of our friends are like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Like, the video was no big deal. But the people that don't know us, don't understand us, really were offended. And I want to address the idea that there's a difference between intention and perception. And I am sorry that your perception of me was what it was, because my intention is never to be that person, ever. Does that make sense?
You bet. But if you're seeing that from a third person's perspective, like on social media, you don't know the backstory of anybody.
Right.
And for everybody to assume that she's callous and she's not a nice person and I should leave her, and you're way, way off base. You have no idea what our relationship is like, because this relationship for me is the mother lode. I've never experienced a connection with someone like I do. I've never been felt hurt once. And many people thought, oh my gosh, she hurt him by not listening to him. So let's just say that you're mistaken. That was an inside joke between us, and she didn't know where this was going to go, and I didn't know this was going to go. But because it touched so many people, we're actually grateful. Regardless of people wanting to jump on Cindy for her reaction, we are grateful because we think that people will think more about man's vulnerability. We will think more about truly listening to each other. And we will also think more about judging someone when we don't know the whole story. Our job and what we do is to work with couples on really digging into communication in the relationship. And someone said, oh, they wrote a book. Well, my God, then she shouldn't be writing a book if she's acting like this. And yes, she should be writing a book, because this, what we got, I hope everybody gets. I hope everybody has it. Some of you maybe have it tenfold more. But what we get, what I get right here in this relationship, it's insane how good it is. It's insane. So what you saw is not our relationship. That was her bringing up something funny that we talk about once in a while, because I've been a Jet fan for almost my whole life. And she's in support, has become a Jet fan, but the Jets are giving her nothing. So
You give me nothing.
They give her nothing. So I think that's...
We do understand, why people would think that. We really do. I mean, we've looked at the video 100 times. And, I mean, never in our wildest dreams did we think that it would be, spread all over the world. But we're so grateful that it was, because I can take a hit. I'm pretty thick-skinned. But the bigger picture is that it brought more awareness and hopefully conversation between couples, whatever kind of couple you are, whatever kind of relationship you're in. I think it brought, communication to the forefront, especially for men. And we have so many more things to talk about and to expand upon, that I think knowing that you're all coming on this journey with us is so exciting, because our numbers of followers and people that are along for this ride, we could not be more grateful for that. Honestly, we had no idea this was the video that would explode. How many other videos did we do thinking, this is going to be great, everyone's going to love it?
It was.
And then it's like just a handful of people that, really wrap their head around it. But so often we do videos and think, oh my gosh, this is the best one we've ever done. And then this random one comes along and just goes viral. And we have no idea really where to go from here, what to do next with it.
Yeah, we have a holiday coming up, so we can kind of take a breath of fresh air. And for anybody out there, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy Hanukkah, and we wish you the best. But we have one coming up, so we're going to take a deep breath and hang out with some family. The numbers are insane. The numbers are absolutely insane across all platforms.
I would actually love to hear more stories, like on our DM or on our email. I'm struggling with thumbing through all of the comments, because there are a lot. But if anyone has a story or wants to talk directly to us, we would love to hear from you. Not because I want to be, raked through the coals again, or have a, public hanging in town square, but because we have been through a lot. We've had, other relationships that have guided us to each other. And, the book is pretty insightful. We have things we want to share with you. And, without saying too much, we have future projects that are going to come along, and you're going to see us. And so I would love to hear from people that want to talk, want to talk about what's what.
Yes, I think people say, why are you guys talking about relationships? Who do you think you are? Do you have doctorate degrees? No, we don't, but we have experience. We have true experience in relationships. We've both been in a long-term relationship. and we've been in a short-term relationship before we connected. And I mean, exactly the same number of years, and we didn't know each other. But what we have found that through our experiences, there is a sweet spot in a relationship. And we started on the sweet spot, and we immediately started to think, wow, what is this? Because this is right. This is so right. Is there a way for us to kind of figure this out and help other people find that sweet spot? And really, it really started with like communication, which every therapist will tell you, yeah, just go communicate. You guys communicate better, you're going to do better. But you go back home wondering, well, how do we communicate? And as he's leaving for work in the morning, she says, by the way, I need to be home early tonight because I want to go to a dance class or whatever. He's like, I can't be home early. And he leaves and they go, and that was the communication. For us, we are explaining on how to specifically set up the right time and place to have the right communication so your needs and wants are met and communicated often enough that if someone isn't meeting your needs, there's a big red flag right there. Because, man, if one of her needs is that I do the dishes after she cooks, that's not a hard need to fulfill. But if I refuse to do it, what is she saying? I can't make an effort to help clean up the kitchen. And so our purpose is to help couples find the sweet spot of communication so they really know each other and remember why they were together, and so they can continue to fill our needs even if they continue to evolve. So that's what we do, and we love doing it. And we, like she said, there's going to be some things that are coming that we've been working on a pretty good-sized project. So we appreciate anybody following us. Never want to be boring. Always want to keep things exciting and interesting. But
So I don't know. From my side, I just think it's a bit made up, and they're trying to sell the book, and it's just getting people so emotional online. Like big YouTubers reacting to this and literally like just being like shitting on the wife. Like, bro, you don't even know these people. You don't know how their wife actually treats them. And there's even a video of him actually like fully saying that these are the non-negotiables, and he states it well. And she seems like she's recipient to him.
numerous people have asked us about a relationship contract that we created. We use it in our book, and we use it all the time. And they are basically non-negotiables that you and I have agreed upon, that what I need in a relationship and when you need in a relationship. And if your partner can't do that, you're going to struggle to have a successful relationship. Let's just talk about one. What is our first one? We both agreed on this.
The first one we both have agreed on is that we would never intentionally hurt each other. Now that builds the trust to have any kind of conversation about anything and know that the outcome is not about hurting your partner.
And that gave us a lot of freedom, because if you know that your partner did not intentionally hurt you or intentionally say anything to hurt you, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, I think that's enough of that. Yeah, so you know what? Please, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What you think about this whole thing? I don't know why it's blowing up. I think they just caught the wave and they're riding it for now. And people are just hella emotional, and just minding other people's businesses. Whoa, weird time. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Leave a sub. Don't forget to sub. And till next time, peace.